Welcome back, GlamFam. It's your girl, Angela Denise, and I am here with you today to share some luxury makeup that I believe is worth the splurge. Now, if you know, I love some luxury makeup, but these 5 products are products that I believe are worth every cent. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into the products in the order that I would naturally apply them to my face, because I want to show you why I feel that they are worth the splurge. So first up is Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. The Liquid Silk Canvas, for whatever reason, just blurs the pores. The foundation just lays on top. It has a little bit of hydration to it. It doesn't leave the skin feeling tacky. I just absolutely love this primer. Now, I originally fell in love with the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas, like the original formula, but I really don't like sticking my fingers into products. So whenever they came out with the Liquid Silk Canvas with the pump, I had to try it. At first, I was like, whatever. But the fact that the change in the packaging really sold me. There really isn't a difference in the formulation or the effectiveness of the product. Now, she is pretty pricey. You can get the mini version for $22, and you're only getting 0.32 ounces. So purchasing the full 1 ounce at $52 is a little bit more economical. But you guys, I am telling you, it doesn't really do a lot for oil control, but if you really want a perfect looking canvas, you want to smooth that skin out. I do not have perfect skin. I deal with pores and texture and all of those things. You guys let me know if you've ever tried either version of the silk canvas. So, foundation. I have talked about this foundation before on my channel on multiple occasions. But do not say I did not warn you, that I did not tell you. Yes, she is pricey, but I believe she is worth every cent. Now, I did take advantage of a sale when I originally purchased this foundation, but I would gladly pay full price because I love it that much. And I am coming from the perspective of I do not have perfect skin. I have an uneven skin tone, especially after breakouts. I have enlarged pores and texture on my cheekbone area. I did feature this one in my Best in Beauty for 2020 because I love it so much. And again, I'm bringing it up on my channel because it is that good to me. We are talking about none other than the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. Dare I say, this is the best foundation that I have in my collection. I know that may be a stretch, but I really do think that this is literally one of the best foundations in my collection. This foundation to me is very versatile. It is the true definition of soft matte. It isn't really luminous, but it doesn't, suck the life out of the skin. And I believe that all skin types can wear this foundation, from oily to dry. It is perfection. The packaging is perfection. It's easy to travel with. It has a pump. You can see where you are in the bottle so that you know when it's time to repurchase. This is the shade 9.5, which is what I have on my face right now. However, you guys that know me know that if I love a foundation, I'm going to purchase 2 shades because, during the summertime, I deepen up. I'm outside. I am getting more sun. So I need to be able to mix in a deeper shade so that my foundation always matches my chest and shoulder area. So again, I have the shade 9.5 Warm Almond. That is the shade that I have solely on my face right now. And then I have the shade 10.0, which is Chestnut. If you have not tried the Tom Ford Soft Matte Traceless Foundation, it is literally one of the best foundations that I have ever tried, ever. And I stand behind that statement. Okay. Y'all know I'm a powder girl. I don't know what it is, but I love me a good loose powder. And when I tell you that all powders are not created equal. I do tend to love the more higher end luxury powders because for whatever reason, the drugstore powders just don't do it for me. The only one is that Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. That one is good. Again, if you've been watching me, you know the powder that I've been obsessed with over the last 6 to 9 months. And that is none other than the Givenchy loose powder. Prism Libre, I think that's how you say it. I do wear the shade 5. That is actually one of the things that I like about this range is that it is tinted. So you don't get that ashy cast on your face. Now, prior to this, I was in love with my Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder, which I still am. However, they did change the formulation. And so I don't use that one so much on camera because I have not tried the new formula. So I'm not comfortable recommending that powder at this moment. You guys let me know if you've tried the new formula and what you think, by the way. But yes, the Givenchy Prism Libre loose powder in the shade 05. I love that there's a shade deeper than this. This shade is actually quite versatile. I believe that people with complexions of NC40, NC42 on down to like NC50, NW45 can use this particular shade because it's tinted and but yet translucent. So I believe that it is absolute perfection. I say, I don't think I'm going to say it. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think it's better than my Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder, but honey, it's running a very tight race. I'm talking about a tight race. It is that good. And the main thing that I love about this powder is the blurring ability. What pores? The pores disappear. This is probably my favorite pore blurring powder. I will say that in my entire collection. Above my Laura Mercier, above my Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder. This one blurs. And not only does it blur, it does also help oil control as well without looking cakey on the face. So the foundation and then the powder on top, I feel like there's nothing on my face. A bronzer. Typically, I love a bronzer that gives me some radiance to the skin. I am not head over heels for a matte bronzer unless it's a airbrushed bronzer. Yes, I'm talking about the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush matte bronzer. This is in the shade Tan. That is the one that I have on my face right now. So for the summertime, I also picked up the shade Deep number 4. So you guys can see both of them. This is Tan. This is Deep. I'm going to be demoing Tan for you. And Tan, I'm good with Tan for most of the year. Originally, I said I wasn't, but I was at my deepest when I said that. So probably between July and September is when I would use my Deep. But you still have to use a very, very, very light hand because when I tell you that Deep is pigmented, the bronzer in itself is pigmented. It just melts into the skin. It just glides on like butter. At $55, it better. Now, what I do love about this packaging is that you do have the option to refill, which I think it's great. And the packaging on here is just pure luxury and true Charlotte fashion. You guys, we love, Charlotte is infamous for her rose gold packaging. And I absolutely love it. It looks absolutely luxurious on your vanity. And it's quite, not heavy, but substantial in the hands. This is a very large product. You are getting half an ounce. Half an ounce for a bronzer is quite generous. I cannot get enough of this bronzer. Last but not least, I had to throw some eyeshadow up in the mix. So I did this video before about 2.5 years ago, right? And I featured my Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. I'll go ahead and link that video down in the description bar so that you guys can check it out. The quality isn't the best, but I'm growing, okay? I'm growing, I'm learning. All right, so an eyeshadow. I understand that $125, $120 is a lot for a palette. That's why I am glad that Miss Natasha Denona came out with the mini palettes. So this is like her mini 24 pan palette size. This is her standard 15 pan size. The two palettes that I just brought up, those are $120 or $125. These are at a $65 price point. $65 is still a lot to spend for an eyeshadow palette. But what I love about her minis is that you're still getting the 15 shades. And I also love that it's a hardback packaging. And I love that you can kind of mix and mingle your eyeshadow palettes. You can pop these eyeshadows out and mix them up as you feel pleased. So I have 3 of her, I believe 6. Does she have 6? Yeah, she either has 5 or 6 midi palettes, and I have 3 of them. I have the Sunrise palette, and I absolutely love this one. I purchased this one about 2 years ago. As soon as it came out, I purchased them. This is the Zendo palette. This is the newest midi palette, my least favorite. I actually do want to get the cool tone. And then there's the one that was a love palette. Not really interested because I'm not really a collector, a wholehearted collector of Natasha Denona like that. But her midis are awesome. And the formulas are pretty much equivalent to the other big 24 pan palettes. So my absolute favorite midi is the one that I have on my eyes right now. This is the bronze palette. If you were going to get any of the midis, this is the one that you need to get. It is gorgeous. And I believe the most versatile. It's very interesting. This one up against that new Patrick Ta palette. I might do a video on that. But yeah, this is the best neutral palette that I personally have in my collection. I love this palette because you can wear it all year. This is your year-round palette. The other ones, the Zendo, you could rock that year-round too, but I'm more in love with the color story on this one. This would be something that I would wear, I could, use during any occasion, period. If I were going to recommend any Natasha Denona midi palette, it would definitely be the bronze palette. I think that it's absolutely stunning. I've actually loved it since the very beginning. At first, I was like, I don't need it. But the formulas in here are absolutely gorgeous. And I create the most effortless looks. The Fenty video that I did with the Fenty eye brightener, I had on the bronze palette on the eyes. It's so versatile to me. The pigmentation on here is just crazy. Let's watch a few. They are all buttery smooth. Nothing I've swatched out of this palette or the Zendo palette has some questionable ones in there. But every shade out of the bronze palette is buttery smooth. If, again, I was going to recommend any of her midi palettes, it would definitely be the bronze palette. It is outstanding and worth every single cent. I absolutely love it, and I believe that you will too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also follow me on Instagram if you are not already. All of that information and all the information on these products that I mentioned here today will be linked down in the description bar. If you use my links, they are affiliates. I do earn a small commission, but I roll that all back up into my channel, and I would appreciate it. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.